topic hits so hard. And, I'm on this journey of self love, self improvement, self development. And I think it's only, let me rephrase that. I feel so much better when I'm able to help others in any way that I can. So if I can reach one person with this message that may be going through the same thing, maybe scared, maybe worried, then I've done really good for today and really any day. So my topic for today is fear and goals. Why do they go hand in hand? And for anyone tuning in who just tuned in to Natalia's Kitchen for the first time, if you're wondering, well, why are you talking, you're not cooking? It's because what's the best thing about a kitchen for anybody in their home? A lot of people love to use their kitchen as a great place to just gather, right? You just gather with the people that you love, your friends, and you talk and you enjoy food and you talk about life. And so much happens in the kitchen, right? And everything is a recipe, right? Your life, meals, there's a recipe. So my channel is called Natalia's Kitchen, but we're going to talk more about, and I should say, we're going to talk a little bit about everything. So about cooking, about being a better person, tips. So it's a little bit of everything, and it really is just who I am. So remembering my motto, my favorite thing is to talk about balance. So to talk about balance, being a mom, being the best woman I can be, woman hear me roar. So that's why you won't always see me cooking or giving, a meal tip on here. So just wanted to make sure that anyone who is watching for the first time gets to know that. But let's get back to the topic, which is fear and goals and why do they go hand in hand. So as I'm going through this self-love journey, self-development journey, I'm really learning that fear is something that we should all really listen to. Okay, so for example, especially with the tragic news that has happened in Orlando recently, I really had to I had to sit myself down and watch the news because I wasn't informed, and to see the reaction that people are having on Facebook to this tragedy and so forth made me feel like, okay, I need to go find out what really happened. I need to be informed. The reason I'm saying that is because I don't watch the news, for the reason that I'm already a person who is naturally a worrier. So me watching the news would only cause me to be an introvert, to not want to leave my home, to live fearful of everything and anything around me. And I think it's only made me that much more since I had my daughter. And so a lot of those things, they just, they really hit hard. So I do my very best to be as informed as I can be, whether by reading, and that's a great thing about Facebook is if something really important is going on in the world, you're gonna read about it, you're gonna hear about it, so you know to be prompted to go look for that information. So with that being said, me not watching the news is me listening to my fear of being that person that can't leave her house, is constantly looking behind her, doesn't want to be friendly to people, don't want people near my child, whatever it may be, that fear keeps me safe. Okay? So that's me listening to fear. As I am on this self-development and self-love journey, I'm learning that you also need to listen to fear because it is the key to where you may need to run. As in, you may need to listen to your fears because that might be where the gold is, where, where your possible happiness, your your legacy, whatever it may be, that might be where it is. So I'm learning that fear is something that you should also listen to figure out where you need to maybe, put your attention to work towards. So, a lot of people and don't know, I love this quote I saw not too long ago. You know my name, but you don't know my story. And it's very true. We know a lot of people, but we don't really know. We know a lot of people by their name, but we don't really know what goes on in people's lives every day, right? So, if you really knew me, you would know that I am a person that runs from fear, that my fear of failure has mostly been more powerful than wanting to succeed. It's always been a bigger, my fear for failure has always overcome my desire to achieve. And it's really sad. So, as I'm, as I'm slowly learning that fear, if I can really listen to it and really run towards it, I can achieve them. So although had several friends over the years tell me, dude, you should totally write a cookbook. I'm like, I'm not going to write a cookbook. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not like this, well-known person, or, I don't have money to do that. Like, who's going to print my book and stuff? So I had already made for several years, or at least in those moments, I had an excuse after excuse after excuse as to why I shouldn't write a cookbook. And it wasn't until my friend Kim Murgatroyd had said to me in a moment, and it's at a time where I'm more open to receiving, and I'm more open to listening to my fears and wanting to better myself and to do things that I know I should, and I should totally look over those fears. So it wasn't until she said that to me not too long ago, obviously before I wrote the book, that I said, you know what? I have no idea how I'm going to do this. I have no idea. I don't have the first clue on how to make this work and if I'm going to succeed, but I'm going to do it. Because the main thing that you need to do to write a cookbook is cook. And I know how to cook. I love to cook. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to make it happen. And I did. And I'm so happy that I did, because I've had, although a small success, it's a huge success to me in so many ways, that I got to write a cookbook, and I got to publish it as an ebook, and hopefully soon we will be able to have it to print. But yeah, so that's huge, right? So, and other people may not know is that question of me, like, hey, why don't you just write a cookbook, was really to fix another problem. Isn't that crazy, right? Okay, so I have, and this is a fear that I am working on, and I hope that by this summer, when I go to our company event, I really hope that I can overcome this fear and really give this amazing opportunity that I have been introduced to the attention, the effort that it deserves for me to be successful in it, because it is such an amazing opportunity. And what I'm talking about is my network marketing business, with an amazing company that I work with called Isogenics. I've been using the products for a couple of years now. I absolutely love it. I love what it's done for my body. It's 100% natural. I'm able to give it to my daughter. I've seen family, friends, in this time, have amazing results from it. But my fear of not wanting to be a salesperson, not wanting to be so, how can I say it? To not be a salesperson, but to also, there is a lot of attention and push I have to do to make that business thrive. And my fear of not being present, my fear of not succeeding, my fear that people won't trust my judgment, even though it has done amazing things for my body and people have seen it, even though I know the product works and I believe in it, I still fear that I will not succeed. So in my mind, I was like, okay, if I'm able to create a cookbook and then I'm able to have people believe me in nutrition and all of this, then when I'm talking about our products and these things, people will believe me and trust me more. That's all fear. These are all things that I put into my mind and my thoughts when I just have my belief in myself is not at 100% yet. And that's really what it is. So how I'm working towards that is that I really want to remind myself why I do the things that I do. And it's because I truly want to help other people. Like, I truly know that if I was given the opportunity to help someone feel better about themselves and know that it doesn't have to be that hard to eat better, to enjoy living a healthier lifestyle. If if I could just believe that I am 100% on board with that and that people will trust me, because here's the thing is, when you don't believe yourself, other people can't believe you either. So I'm working on my belief every single day and working to not run from my fears, but to face them and to really say, is this something that's supposed to keep me safe, or is this something I should listen to and really figure out why? Why am I really fearful of doing this? Why am I really running from this and not running towards it? Right? So, me going to our company event, which is huge, in Vegas this summer, I think is going to be one of the biggest steps for me. But also, I'm looking to get my fitness instructor license, and it really is just because I'm so in love with fitness and health and self-love and all these things that have made me feel so incredibly good, and it makes me so happy that I want to help other people really know what that feels like. And if there's anything that I can do to help people feel better about themselves, whether that be through fitness, whether that be by eating correctly, lifestyle, nutritional cleansing, nutritional supplements, or just by helping them to remember that everyone has time for a little bit of inspiration. Everyone needs to have, a gratitude practice. Everyone needs to know that being positive is a daily exercise. That is something you have to daily, no matter what, as as bad as things may get sometimes, knowing that you have your thoughts, they create everything. So if you keep them positive, if you know somehow how to find just a nugget of positivity in everything, it will help you. So I'm still on this journey, and I have still a ton of fears that I want to overcome, and there's just so much that is still unknown, but I'm working towards them every single day. And I hope that this little piece of nugget, resonates with one person, and at least one person. And it's just to remind you that fear keeps us safe, but fear also keeps us away from being our highest self, like being our very, very best is fear. And our life is seasons. We have seasons of change, we have seasons of push, we have seasons of relaxation, and life is just a bunch of waves. And we can choose to ride the wave, or we can choose to be pummeled. And believe me, I have chosen to be pummeled many a times. But I am learning to put my my little swimmies on, because I'm not the best swimmer. I'm learning to put my swimmies on and to ride the wave, because boy, there are plenty of reasons why you should be pummeled. But the few reasons that you should ride the wave are stronger and so much more worth it if you just ride it. So I hope this little message of inspiration about fear and goals and why they go hand in hand is helpful. So thank you so much for tuning in to Natalia's Kitchen. I promise next time to have some awesome tip or yummy goodness to make, and I promise I'll get better with my videos. Have a great day, guys. Bye.